take all. Welcome to Sports Time. I'm Jack Cognetta. It's great to have you with us. Last Tuesday's game between Cliffside Park and Fort Lee was so big they had to bust out the extra bleachers just to deal with overcrowding. It was the best game so far on the BCSL American schedule. The winner would take sole possession of first place in the league. It's our game of the week here on Sports Time. So the Bridgemen fans packing the house at Fort Lee High School. Red Raider fans, on the other hand, they brought out the Cheeseheads, looking pretty good. Fort Lee brought 1,700-point scorers. Sandy Burgos looking to lead the Bridgemen to first place. Cliffside Park, Coco Caragellian and Ryan Laughlin, two of their big scorers looking to make things happen for the Red Raiders. So here we go. We start in the first quarter, and here comes Cliffside Park. Greg Faria getting the start because he plays good defense against Sandy Burgos. He also scores on Burgos, 2 of his 8 points right there. CP with the early lead. Later in the first, more Raiders. It's Faria who dishes to Caragellian for the 3. 1 of 5 of downtown for Caragellian. Red Raiders up by 3. Fort Lee tries to answer, but Manny Suarez says, I don't think so. The stuff right there, and then he does the finger wave right here, similar to former NBA superstar Dikembe Mutombo. Take a look. Mutombo, Suarez, either way, I wouldn't want to take a shot against either of them. We're still in the first. Bridgemen under pressure, but have no fear. John Horancic is here. He had 5 points, and that three-pointer puts Fort Lee up 3 after 1 quarter of play. Second quarter, Bridgemen pick up where they left off. Burgos, the long jumper for 2 of his game-high 26. Fort Lee up by 3. But CP would hang tough thanks to the big man, Manny Suarez, 2 of his 9 points, and that cuts the lead to 1. Later in the second, here comes Suarez again. This time another stuff right there, his second block of the game, and here comes the finger wave one more time. This guy is just a freshman, folks. It's scary. Now, time winding down in the second. Fort Lee down 2. Burgos tries to beat the buzzer, but it goes in and out, and the Bridgemen trail 33-31 at the break. Third quarter, Cliffside Park goes on a run. Greg Faria speeds to the hoop for the basket. CP up by 1. Moments later, more from the red and black. Caragellian, the floater is good. He had a team-high 26. Cliffside Park cruising, they're up by 5. And then it's Manny Suarez time again. His latest victim is Jung Kim, who gets swatted right there. Suarez, 4 blocks on the night. Incredible. And he's got a bright future ahead of him at Cliffside Park. Fourth quarter, Cliffside pulling away. Caragellian from the corner with another big 3. This one puts the Red Raiders up by 14 with 3 minutes to go. Game over. Fort Lee coach John Ziemba, he's beside himself, wants his team to play defense, and the Bridgemen would respond. They fight back. Burgos, the hoop, and the foul. That cuts the lead to 11 with 2.5 minutes to go. On their next possession, good defense here from the Bridgemen. It's Ryan Ford who comes up with the steal off Sharif Ali. He'll take it to the hole, and now it's a 9-point game. Ford had 20. More Fort Lee. Burgos will drive down the baseline. He'll miss the shot, but watch him grab his own rebound and put it back, and all of a sudden, a 14-point game is now 7, and the Fort Lee fans are starting to get into it here at Fort Lee High School. Now, less than 2 minutes to go. Same score. Burgos looking, and he's going to nail the 3. And now, folks, a 14-point lead is just 4 as the Bridgemen go on a 10-0 run. After a timeout, here come the Bridgemen one more time. It's John Horancic. He'll drive to the hoop, and he'll score. And now it's a 2-point game. What a comeback by the Bridgemen. Cliffside Park calls a timeout, so now they're on the inbounds pass, trying to avoid pressure. And here we go. That's Ryan Laughlin trying to get the ball out. Ryan Ford with the steal. He's got a shot to tie, but he misses the layup. CP's Ryan Laughlin recovers, and he is fouled, so he would have to go to the free throw line for clutch free throws. He would make both free throws to make it a 4-point game and put things out of reach as Cliffside Park goes on to win this one by a final score of 65-57. The Red Raiders now a perfect 5-0 in the BCSL American. Coco Caragellian led all scores with 26. Burgos with 26 for Fort Lee. Here's Coach Brian Cameron on this big win for Cliffside Park.
Every time we've played Fort Lee, it has been like this. I mean, we've played games, the 4 times we've played them since I've been a coach, we haven't had a game that was over, the differential has not been over 5 points. And every crowd, it's been crazy like this every game.
Yeah, we knew once we came in that it was gonna be a hostile environment, and this is what, like, the whole day I couldn't even like study during class. Like, this is what you live for. These are the games at like high school. This is what it's made of.
I mean, down 14 with about 3 minutes, and we had the ball. You know, it's a long way to come back against a good team. We'll see these guys again, and you know, there's still Tenaflies right there. There's a couple other teams hanging around.
But bad news for Cliffside Park later in the week as they lose to Tenafly at home, 54-47. Chris Orozco with 13 points for the Tigers as they give Cliffside Park their first loss in the BCSL American. And taking a look at your BCSL American standings in boys basketball, this as of January 19th, there's a 3-way race for first place in the American. Cliffside Park, Tenafly, and Fort Lee, all with 5-1 records. And the more interesting part is each team has beaten each other at least once. It's going to be quite a race in the BCSL American. Good news for Fort Lee. Their leading scorer, Sandy Burgos, now has more than 1,700 points in his high school career. That moves him into second place on Fort Lee's all-time scoring list as he passes his brother, Pedro Burgos. Sandy is also one of the top scorers in the county, averaging well over 30 points per game. Chris Gaskin and the Scarlets looking to get back into the swing of things in the BCSL American, taking on Englewood. So here we go. First quarter, the Scarlets come out firing. Jason Pello from downtown, he nails the 3. The Scarlets up by 3 early on. Later in the first, more good sharpshooting from Ridgefield Park. It's Ahmed Gameya. He's from Egypt, and that one was hit all the way from Cairo. He had a game-high 27. Ridgefield Park with a 2-point lead after 1 quarter of play. Second quarter, here come the Maroon Raiders. Zach Anderson, the team's leading scorer. He shows why right there with 2 of his 20 points. Englewood up by 3. Minutes later, the Maroon Raiders pour it on. It's Sharif Brown from downtown. Maroon Raiders with a 12-point lead as we go into the half. Third quarter, more from Englewood. Here comes Adis Adam. He's a youngster. He'll drive to the hoop for the score, and it's still a 12-point Englewood lead. Later in the third, the Maroon Raiders pull away. Brandon Lee from the corner, 3 of his 10 points in the game as Englewood rolls in this one by a final score of 68-54. Zach Anderson with 20 points for Englewood. Ahmed Gameya led all scorers with 27 in the losing effort for Ridgefield Park.